I did my training in New York City, and my first patient was in Brooklyn. And we knew very little about sickle cell disease then. I'm not going to tell you, well, maybe I'll tell you. It was actually 41 years ago.
Wow.
And it was a small hospital, Greenpoint, on the eastern side. And this child was 2-3 years old, came in with high-grade fever, and within a few hours, child left us. And we were baffled, what happened, because we were treating with antibiotics and everything. Now, 41 years later, and a lot of work that has been done with sickle cell, understanding it, treating it, we've been part of it. But we haven't accomplished much. We know we can write books this high about what causes problems with sickle cell disease. But as far as the treatment, our treatment, in Shakespearean language, still suckat. It ain't no good. Suffering with sickle cell, it still says. I mean, you ask Shanetta after all these years. Shanetta, you're not 41 yet, are you? So, I have known sickle cell disease a few more years than Shanetta.
Yes.
So, but I'm thankful to Shanetta for teaching me about what it's like to live with sickle cell disease and hundreds of other children. And you can learn everything in the book, but you can never learn it like when you stand next to the bed and you try to feel what a patient is going through. You would never know what sickle cell disease is like. And I don't wish it on anybody. But God doesn't bring any hardship without a reason.
That's right.
Right. God brings hardships, God brings trials, God brings all the tribulations to create heroes. Heroes
right.
like Shanetta.
Yes,
Yeah. Heroes like London. This is where, to me, London is my role model. This is when we need to start to advocate for ourselves. Angela is my hero. This is how one needs to speak up for your child. And I promise you, if we do what Angela and her London, Shanetta, and other people have done for sickle cell disease, if we do it, sickle cell disease is going to find a cure.
Yes.
Sickle cell disease is going to find healing. Sickle cell disease is not going to be a miserable disease anymore. So we have come a long way, but we haven't done too much for the suffering of the patient. So I think advocacy, speaking up for sickle cell is important. It's important, very critical, to address the stigma of treatment of pain. Most patients are actually afraid of talking about their pain for the fear of being labeled, that they will be labeled as drug addicts, as drug seekers. I think we need to speak up for it. All this war against opioids, who is going to suffer? It's people with sickle cell disease who have repeated pain crises, and they need those strong medication, and many patients who need these medication all the time. So I think we need to speak up that there is this stigma of pain treatment, and it is not right. There are people who absolutely, definitely need those strong medication to take care of the pain, and then again it's not taken care of.
It's not.
So we certainly need many more people working for sickle cell disease, doing fundraising, so that you compare sickle cell disease with another illness called cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a white disease, genetic disease, inherited the same way, comes from both parents. There are about 35,000 patients living with cystic fibrosis. And they just donated $500 million to come up with new medications for cystic fibrosis. They collect about $250 million every year to support people with cystic fibrosis. We have 100,000 people living with sickle cell disease, and you look at total public donation, it doesn't exceed $2 to $5 million. So we have a long ways to go. But more than money, you're coming here. God bless you all for being here. Please, please become an advocate at your place of work. Speak up. Many people think sickle cell disease has been taken care of. No, it's very much here. And there is a lot of suffering, and there are a lot of people who don't speak about their sickle cell because of fear of being discriminated against at work, at school, and in many, many other situations.
Yeah.
So God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Angela, for having us here.
Thank you.